Hi, welcome to Aquatic Australia. I'm your host, Sharky Jones, and today we're diving with Blue Destiny, and we're diving at Rottnest, at Rose Reef, which is one of my favourite reefs, and then Fay Bay, a little reef close in to Fay Bay, surprisingly. Both lovely dives. Today I have both still and video cameras. Through the film you'll see the still photos integrated in the movie about where they were shot. Tell me in the comments if you like this, or if you prefer the stills at the end in their own separate section. Roe Reef is well known for having loads of great caves and swim-throughs, with a large bowl or crater in the west end of the overall reef. There's also a line of 3 large caves in a row, in a gully which I call the Death Star Trench Run. Under a ledge I spot a King George whiting. These are popular fish with anglers as they're delicious. Under another ledge, a beautiful western blue devilfish. I got a nice photo of this one too, looking very blue. We're in the canyon that I call the Trench Run now. Just outside the cave I call the Docking Bay, and the walls are full of colourful sponges and soft corals and beautiful. The Docking Bay is always full of fish and colourful sponges. There are multiple levels and tunnels, so it's possible to see a wide range of wildlife here if you're lucky. A large school of bullseyes live in the centre of the cave permanently. We come back to the centre of the crater of the bowl that I call the fishbowl, where our boat is moored, and it's on the east side between the north wall and the south of the bowl. To the north we come to the inner north wall of the fishbowl, where there is a long slit cave heading west. In the centre of the fishbowl we found a large school of pomfrets. After the big exciting stuff, one of my favourite things to see is a large school of fish. I just love swimming with the school and hanging out and feel like a fish. We head inside the slit cave with a large hanging rock and along to the west, and at the west end of the fishbowl, at the end of the slit cave, there's a nice sand patch, often with some big fish, and next to it there's a hole through the reef. We'll see in a minute. This time, over the sand patch, we find a number of large sweetlips. Then we head through that small hole through the reef into another part of the reef that I call the wormhole, and at the other side we see 3 dewfish together. Dewfish, written DHU, are currently the focus of a 2-year angling ban in the midwest of Western Australia. This is aimed at increasing stocks. However, we do regularly see them on most dives, 1 or 2. At the west end of the fishbowl, I head towards a large cave that I know, that I imaginatively call the Big Cave. This is a very pretty spot. As we head towards the large cave arch, I spot a large filefish hovering over some colourful sponges. Look how the small feisty fish butts the big filefish out of the shot. I pan the camera so you can take in the whole cave. Then I turn back to film Adele as she enters the cave. Outside the big cave, adjoining it to the north, there's a large archway I think of as the Arc de Plongée, or Diver's Arc. If you haven't guessed by now, I love mapping and organising sites in my head, giving them names to help me remember the layout. We head back east along the north wall of the bowl to the boat and past the big school of pomfrets again. Here we see a white-barred boxfish and a horseshoe leather jacket. If only there was an easier name to remember these plump orange-faced fish, something or someone they resemble, so we could give them a better, more common name. Answers in the comment section, please. Our dive's at an end. We've gone through all the major caves in the fishbowl today and done quite a swim. If you'd like a dive guide to this reef, complete with a map, tell me in the comments and I might make such a movie. There's even more reef outside the fishbowl to the east, which is great. Between the dives we get hot showers and a great buffet lunch, and then it's back down for our second dive just outside Fay Bay, close into northern Rottnest Island. I spot a couple of thread-fin butterfly fish, or Chaetodon auriga. These are more normally found 1,000 kilometres up the coast on Ningaloo Reef, but they do live here at Rottnest, and it's about as far south in the range as they go in Western Australia. These butterfly fish have a special significance for me. When I was first taking up diving, they were used as an advert for Learn to Dive, so for me they always take me back to my first days of diving. A pair of old wife fish hang out by a good-sized brain coral. A large dusky morwong hangs out close to the reef before taking off and swimming past Adele. In a hole we find a number of western rock lobster. They're lucky this time that we're both photographers not really interested. I've eaten them and they're tasty, but photography takes up my time and interest. Now this is much more interesting than lobster. I love crayfish. They're always so entertaining with the colour changes and their tentacles. Fascinating animals. But I have to show more of the crays for my fishing mates. It's Murphy's Law that I have no interest in crays but find them often, while the crayfishers often find the Port Jackson sharks and wobbegong sharks that I'm looking for that I don't find. Still today, at least one of them got one cray. I see him on the line proudly showing his catch. Well, that's all folks for today. Please like, subscribe and leave a comment. It helps the channel grow, makes it worth making films if somebody's enjoyed it. And join us again next time on Aquatic Australia.